What if I told you that the world's most successful people have discovered a productivity cheat code, and they've been keeping it secret? Imagine finishing a full day's work in just 2 hours, with better quality, without burning out. I know it sounds impossible. I didn't believe it either until I saw the research. Top performers in every field, from billion-dollar CEOs to Olympic athletes, use a hidden mental state that makes them 500% more productive than the average person. It's called flow state, and until recently, most people thought it was random luck, something that just happens occasionally when the stars align. They were wrong. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you the exact 2-minute routine that forces your brain into flow state on command. This isn't theory or motivation, it's a specific neurological trigger based on cutting-edge brain science. The same technique that helped Mark finish a project in 3 hours that normally took his team 3 days. The same method that allowed Sarah to write an entire business proposal, one that landed a $300,000 client during a single airplane flight. Don't close this video because the third step especially is something 99% of people get completely wrong. Flow is that rare mental state where you're completely absorbed in what you're doing. Your focus is laser sharp. Self-doubt vanishes. Your performance skyrockets. Athletes call it being in the zone. Musicians call it being in the pocket. Scientists call it optimal experience. I call it your secret weapon for getting things done. Studies show that people in flow state are up to 500% more productive, 430% more creative, able to learn new skills in 1/3 the normal time. Think about that. The same task that takes you 3 hours in a distracted state could take just 36 minutes in flow. But here's what most people get wrong. Flow isn't something that just happens to you by chance. The world's top performers, from chess grandmasters to Fortune 500 CEOs, deliberately trigger this state whenever they need it. And you're about to learn exactly how they do it. Before I share this method, I need you to understand something crucial. This isn't some feel-good visualization exercise. This is practical neuroscience, a specific sequence that prepares your brain for deep work by triggering the exact neurochemical conditions needed for flow. Here's your step-by-step 2-minute flow trigger. Close your eyes. Take one deep breath. Now mentally scan your surroundings. Notice any distractions, your phone, notifications, people nearby. Don't try to fix them yet, just become aware. Next, scan your mind. What thoughts keep popping up? Maybe it's that argument from yesterday, or that email you need to send, or what you'll have for lunch. Just notice these thoughts without judgment. Research shows this simple awareness exercise immediately reduces activity in your brain's default mode network, the part responsible for mind wandering and self-criticism. When Emma, a graphic designer I know, started using this technique, she realized she was carrying mental tension from morning traffic into her work sessions. Simply noticing this pattern helped her let it go before starting work. Stand up, shake out your hands and arms vigorously for 10 seconds. Roll your shoulders backward 3 times, then forward 3 times. Now sit back down with your back straight, but not stiff. Place both feet flat on the floor. Take 3 deep breaths. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold for 2. Exhale for 6. Make each exhale longer than your inhale. This isn't random movement. These specific actions trigger your vagus nerve, which shifts your body from a stressed fight or flight state to a calm, focused rest and digest state. Perfect for entering flow. James, a software developer, told me this physical reset was the missing piece in his productivity puzzle. I used to jump straight from frantic emails into coding. Now I take these 30 seconds to reset my body, and my code quality has improved dramatically. Now state your task out loud in one clear sentence. I'm going to write the first draft of my presentation. Being specific is crucial. Next, identify the very first physical action you'll take. Not work on my report, but open my document and write the first paragraph of the introduction. This concrete first step eliminates the decision fatigue that often prevents flow. Your brain loves clarity, and this provides a clear runway for takeoff. Sarah, a marketing manager, used to feel overwhelmed by her workload until she started using the focus funnel. Breaking down my first task into a specific action made starting so much easier. Once I start, continuing becomes automatic. In these final 30 seconds, quickly set up your environment for uninterrupted focus. Phone on silent and out of sight, not just flipped over. Close all unnecessary browser tabs and applications. Have water within reach. If you use music for focus, start it now. Instrumental only. Lyrics activate your language processing centers and reduce flow. This environmental preparation seems simple, but it's what psychologists call pre-commitment, removing future decisions to eliminate willpower drains. Michael, a writer who struggled with chronic distraction, doubled his daily word count after implementing the environment lock. It's like giving myself permission to focus deeply for the next hour, he explained. These specific steps aren't random. Each targets one of the 4 neurochemical requirements for flow state. The mental sweep reduces cortisol, stress hormone, that blocks flow. The physical reset releases nitric oxide, improving brain blood flow. The focus funnel boosts dopamine by creating clear, achievable goals. The environment lock prevents the norepinephrine spikes that knock you out of flow. Together, they create the perfect neurochemical cocktail for flow state. Once you've triggered flow, protect it like the valuable resource it is. The average person can maintain flow for 45 to 90 minutes before needing a break. Don't try to push beyond this. You'll hit diminishing returns. Instead, work in focused flow blocks with short breaks in between. During these breaks, stand up, move around, and look at something at least 20 feet away to reset your visual focus. Avoid checking messages or email during these breaks. Such activities will pull you completely out of the flow mindset, making it harder to re-enter. When Tom, a management consultant, started using this 2-minute flow trigger before client proposals, he completed them in half the time with noticeably better quality. Lisa, a student struggling with study focus, improved her exam scores by 18% after implementing this technique for just 3 weeks. And Robert, a software engineer with ADHD, told me this method has been more effective for his productivity than the medication he'd been taking for years. For the next 5 workdays, try this 2-minute flow trigger before your most important task of the day. Don't skip steps. Don't rush through them. Give this method the full 2 minutes it requires. Keep a simple score from 1 to 10 of how focused you felt during the work session that followed. I guarantee you'll see the numbers climb as your brain learns to associate this sequence with deep focus. Remember, flow isn't some mystical state reserved for geniuses and artists. It's a natural human capacity that you can tap into at will. Once you know how to flip the switch, your most productive self is just 2 minutes away. What could you accomplish if you could summon your full focus whenever you needed it? Try it today and find out.